Welcome to We're Still Cool, Right? The weekly podcast where the conversation flows smoother than top shelf whiskey. And cool, well, it never really left. Grab a drink and hang out with Erik, Mike, and Shaun while they dive into nostalgia and attempt to answer the age-old question. We're still cool, right?
Good.
Playing PlayStation? PlayStation's whack. Sup with the whack PlayStation, sup.
Sup with the whack PlayStation, sup.
That's all I had. I'm like last minute Friends reference.
It's funny. It's actually a pretty good one. I mean,
I was literally in my head, I'm going like Xbox, PlayStation, and then that came to mind. I have nothing
is that
else.
just what goes on in your head? Xbox, PlayStation? Is that your go-to?
Yeah. Well, for physical media. Well, we'll get into it.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. We just ruined the whole episode. God. But hey, thanks for joining us again. We're back for another one.
We are back, baby.
Yeah.
It's a twofer.
Shaun had to collect himself after our last Patreon.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why, you might want to join our Patreon.
There's some topics I get super uncomfortable about.
I love watching your face get all red.
I haven't
hate
laughed
it.
that
I
hard.
don't know. I don't know that it's red. I
That's
just
so
don't
funny.
like. I just don't want to talk about it.
I mean, at one point you took your headphones off. I thought you were going to leave the room.
I will note, you've done that once before, long ago.
I left the room.
No, you took your headphones off. I'm out. Fuck it, I'm out.
God, now I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. That was a long time.
You kind of needed to go to the bathroom too, but
Yeah.
we were railing on you pretty good.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
each of you have
There we
taken
go.
your headphones
So
and
now we
gone
gotta
home.
get Erik to take
Is
his
that
headphones
what he's
off.
saying? What a dick over here.
I still haven't taken my headphones and gone home yet.
God, we'll get
Taking
him.
my ball and I'm going home.
We're just going to have a whole episode where all we do is make fun of everything Erik loves. E-bikes, huh?
Cry,
Fucking
you
nerd.
bitch.
Yeah.
Cry, you bitch.
IT
do like
guys
to-
suck.
That could
Yeah.
be pretty entertaining.
We do like to give you shit about that when you're riding your e-bike around downtown with the whole like a few weeks ago when you did that. And I'm like, gay.
Yeah.
I yelled it.
Bring.
You
with a
did
little
that earlier
bell.
today and you wanted to yell and we're like, oh shit, it's only like 5 o'clock.
I wanted to yell a word that is not allowed to be said anymore, but like used to be one of my favorite words, but now
So
it's
it
not
was
okay.
probably good that it was before the episode started and not.
Should we roast each other? We should do a roast one day. That'd be so fun.
This could be some fun extra episodes, like
That could be some
the
bonus
roast of Shaun.
I kind of feel like we just did that.
Yeah, we
I feel really bad for
In
you.
a ass backwards way, but I'm
Yeah.
tisk. But yeah,
Well, I
like,
didn't
Accidentally.
get roasted. Like it wasn't directed at me. You guys were just.
no. At that point, it was just like, how red can we
I
make
got
him?
roasted. I'll tell you what. I got roasted this weekend so we're at the lake and there's a guy down there, or someone we were with dropped her phone in the water when we were getting out of the boat. Right down, pop right out of her pocket,
shit.
boom. And so we called. There's a guy down there there's lots of people, but you can call and they'll come down and it comes in scuba equipment, goes down and everything like that. Well, his name is the Walrus. And he has he's brought up over like $3 million worth of merchandise throughout his whole.
I remember hearing about
yeah,
that.
so he's like famous, so people always talk about, you saw the Walrus, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, they know me as a Walrus. He's like, I used to be bigger than you, man. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, just call me fat, you fuck. Like,
That is hilarious.
because he's this little guy now. Like, he's short and little. And I felt like fucking pushing him in the water and being like, you fat, you little fucker.
Shorter than me?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
wow.
You might feel taller on him, or at least.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you fucker. But,
So she called him out to find her phone.
yeah, I mean, we've done
What
it.
does he charge? Because I'm just wondering, like a wedding ring or something, that makes sense. But like,
Well, I mean, this phone, a couple $100.
okay,
Didn't come out
so
and
it's
do it.
still.
So,
worth
it was cheaper. In the long run, it was. And now that with iPhones being like, he fucking brought it up. He's like, you got a message. Like, the phone was on.
Damn, yeah, that's true. They can
And
take
so,
a beating now.
Yeah, so we brought it up and threw it in rice.
So is he in a boat all the time and just boats to
No,
places?
he drives.
Oh, really?
Because, a lot of places is easier to get to by car at that point. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sure he services one part of the lake.
And he's in
I
like
don't know.
scuba gear.
Yeah, so he was full in scuba gear. And he does it all the time. But,
That's crazy.
we talked about it and like, what do you see down there? Whatever. And he was we're closer to the dam, so actually the water's pretty clear by us.
Yeah.
So he's like, actually, you can see quite a bit down here, but it's not always super great. Like he also gets called out for like searching for bodies. You know what I mean? Or like he said, which really sucks is actually a lot of animals can go. Like meaning, like your dog jumps, or whatever, and something happens.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. I don't know what to push.
Sorry. So, but yeah, I'm like, you fucker. You know what I mean? And people do that. Like this big guy over here. I'm like, stop calling me fucking fat, you fucker. I know. You don't gotta point it out.
Well, that's why, like, when they made fun of us on TikTok, like, oh, these guys don't skip a candy bar or whatever. I'm like, all right, making fun of the easy stuff isn't
Right,
funny.
yeah,
You know
come
what I
on,
mean? Like,
that's not
come on.
funny. But,
Use
yeah,
AI and get a little frisky,
Come
you
on.
know?
Come on, get a little crazy.
But yeah, we're back for another one. I want to get into this drink.
Because it smells delicious.
While we did not purchase this at Ben's, it is still, this segment is brought to you by Ben's Beverage Depot. They supply us with all of our needs for our drinks of the week.
And they have great craft beer down there.
Yes, they do.
If you want it, this just did not come from there. But don't let that stop you.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, this one's co-sponsored by Ben's and Erik's Beer Cellar.
yes, yeah, right, yeah. Which is from our friends at Dimensional Brewing in Dubuque.
Which,
By the way, we both happen to be wearing Dimensional shirts. This was not on purpose. He walked in and I go, motherfucker.
so very left out.
Yeah, I
no
know.
Dimensional
We're
shirt.
just the bookends of your life.
We're gonna have to
It's
get
fine.
you one.
God damn, this smells good.
And it smells really good.
Okay,
Yeah,
so do you
what's
guys
in it?
want to know
I'm
what it
getting
is?
used to this now. I never drank all this shit with you guys, and now I'm like, God damn.
So good.
I know we missed an episode because we needed to save this for this one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Vigo. Vigo, like the
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Art
yeah.
guy,
The
yeah.
painting guy.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck.
There
He
is no
scared-
Dana, only
Fuck
Zool.
that. He scared the shit out of me. That
Oh,
was
he was
scary
when I
as
was a
fuck.
kid, he scared the shit
When I
out
was
of
a kid,
me
That
too,
was
yeah.
scary as
The
fuck.
painting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dimensional, they do a great job with their names and their artwork, and I love it. So that's why I pointed that out.
Yep.
Imperial Stout aged in single Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels
That's fucking
for more months than my eyes can see because I'm getting old. 18 months.
Okay.
Gotta
Is
turn
this-
the fucking light on because I'm old.
Is this 2026 or 2025?
This was I think this was last
Get
year.
the light back out.
2025.
2025. Okay. I
yeah.
thought, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was asking.
Yeah, 2025.
Vigo.
So some of these they don't do every year.
Exactly.
So like this one, this was the one and only time that I've seen it.
That's why I was wondering. 'Cause I'm
Some
like, I
of them
don't
they'll
remember
repeat
hearing
because
this
it was
year.
like really popular, or they'll do different iterations over different years. But
Yeah.
So, not to get off this, but I have it stuck in my head. I think it might have been Confused Breakfast that did this, where they talked about
Ghostbusters?
Tour.
Yeah.
It was somebody else, and
Yeah.
they talked about when Bill Murray shows up, and she's like, "No, I was out here. Nothing happened in the bedroom." And he's like, "Well, that's too bad." And then when they play it back, I'm like, "Oh, fucking Bill Murray." That's it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a little shout out to the whole craft beer. This is what you call sexy wax. It goes all
Yes.
the way down.
Yes.
Like normally they do these. This is like
When you have those long sensual
all of them
drips.
have these because they dip it and they
Yeah.
turn it. When you get these like, and they don't break off.
Yeah.
That's sexy wax.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers
So,
to Sexy
cheers
Wax.
to
Let's try
Dimensional
it.
and Sexy Wax. Cheers, boys.
Vigo Sexy Wax.
This is the part of the show where they all drink and I vamp, so it's not silent on the podcast.
It's so good. Fuck.
Did you try it?
No, I have to vamp.
Damn, she's
Oh, yeah.
thick. That's thick as fuck.
Dude, I guess I always say it's like I love when the glass coats just that.
This one-
Like,
this
yeah.
one was-
Viscosity is crazy.
This is thicker than the other that we've had the last few times. But
This
is
one's
fucking good.
just straight up stout bourbon barrels. It's not a bunch of adjuncts.
Yeah.
It's not all the sweetness.
Which I appreciate because after you, I mean,
It's sweet, but it's not like they put extra
cinnamon
stuff.
roll and marshmallow, all that.
All those are
stuff.
great, too.
They're great, but I can't do them like at one. Like when we did the beer shares and stuff, and you'd have like 5 of those in a row. I'm like, oh fuck, gut rot. Like,
Well, and then at some point they kind of taste the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it
yeah,
is the
yeah.
same flavor. You know what I mean? Like you're like shocked that it tastes that like cinnamon roll, but then you're also like, I've had
Is that the
3
marshmallow
others.
I just
I've had
tasted?
3 other cinnamon rolls. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
And I never want to like discount the fact Dimensional does amazing beer. So the base beer of this is just a stout. It's a long boil stout that's very viscous, and then they put it in a bourbon barrel, and that bourbon barrel gives it different characteristics. But like some of their base stouts, like I don't know how often they actually release the base stouts that they put in barrels, but they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the base beer has to be good for it to be made even better by a bourbon barrel. So
There's a reason they're crushing it, have been crushing it, or still crushing it, and will keep crushing it.
check them out on Untapped. They like have been winning awards for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like People's
Big D.
Choice. It's basically People's Choice Awards because the Untapped is
right.
People's Choice. So
Yeah, we kind of touched on that. And go to the tap room. It's super fun. Get yourself a Big D and thank us later. So, so with that said, thanks, buddy. This is delicious.
If you can't find a Big D, call Mike. He'll show up.
Black in the pants, as we say. Wait, what?
We aim to please.
That's right. So
Penis.
I'm searching for a penis. So this episode, we kind of came up with something that's kind of taking over, and that's the extinction, if you call it that, of physical media. So PlayStation, I believe, is the recent one that announced they're done.
Do you want me to present this?
yes,
Yeah.
if
Please
you
do.
will.
Okay, yeah,
Please
yeah.
do.
So I
This
think-
You're more eloquent than I am.
And this was your
Yeah,
brainy-
you brought up
yes,
this
was your
topic, and I
brainchild.
think it would be good for you to
This
present.
is your brainchild.
it's been sitting with me for a little bit now, and I just thought it was interesting for you guys through the lens of this show to talk about it. 'Cause I think you're uniquely positioned to think about it. So anyway, it came up for kind of two main reasons. One was PlayStation announced they were no longer going to make physical games starting in January of 27.
Yeah.
So, or 28 maybe. Which is interesting in its own right for a lot of reasons. One, they were like, you know, in so many ways leading the physical media charge. They were the ones that really drove things into CDs and discs in the late 90s. And
4K,
early 2000s.
Blu-ray, yeah.
Sony obviously owns PlayStation, and they are the ones that make all of the Blu-rays in the world. They own Blu-ray as a property. Blu-rays are like the definitive way to watch films now at this point, in terms of physical media.
Yeah.
So that's all really interesting. For what it's worth, I am a gamer. I own a PlayStation. I already have a discless version of a PlayStation. And I'm already pretty much in on just digital stuff. The reason why it bugs me so much is the second part of the story, which is that PlayStation UK, around the same time that this news came out, announced that they had lost the licenses to 550 different shows and movies, and that they would be removing those properties from people's libraries. These people bought those things through the PlayStation Store back when they sold them, with the expectation that they would own them.
Because you bought them.
You bought
Right.
them.
You bought them. It's
Right.
a digital version of it, but you
Right.
bought it, and you
It was never stated it's a rental.
Right.
right.
I'm sure somewhere in the fucking
You know, fine
40,000 pages you get that they can take it back, but clearly.
So they're removing them from these people who bought them, and they're not, as far as we know at this point, you know, it's July 13th. They're not refunding them or acknowledging that in any way. They're just removing it. So it starts to bring up these really big questions around ownership and the right to media and lost media. There are so many things that you can't access anymore.
Yeah.
You can't find because streaming platforms haven't put them on there. And if you don't have a disc or a physical version of it, you just can't see it. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
Which is crazy. And then it starts to lead to these different questions around like piracy and ownership and what does the future look like for all this stuff. So it's really been lighting my brain on fire.
Yeah.
Partially because I spend so much time in the digital space and making content with you all that has no physical version right now. What does that look like? If YouTube takes down all of your episodes,
Right.
you know, and I don't have them backed up somewhere, which I
Right.
do,
Yeah.
then, you know, what happens to that stuff is just gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to think about and who owns that and what, yeah.
By the way, I need to see our contract that we signed. So when you're just like, by the way,
So
it's like when he's just like all of a sudden, well, I don't know what happened to it.
Logan's gonna be like,
read page 30. I don't know.
$5 million.
one of the things when you first said that to me, like when you think about all of that fine print we sign and all that stuff, that matters to an extent. It
Yeah.
matters in the sense of the amount of damages somebody could sue them for. But I will say there is also, especially in Europe and the US, a precedent set around consumer clarity as far as like you have to define that something is a rental or a purchase. Like, if you don't do that, or you made it clear that it was a purchase and you pull that back, there is precedent set that people can go after people for that, because
Now,
you
what
made
you're
it.
saying?
Yes, it's happened. Like,
Are you-
so when it comes to those media things, I've seen that happen where it's like you made it as a purchase and then you rug pulled. It takes time, it takes money, it takes legal, but people have successfully gone after people
but that's
for
the
that.
other thing. Then I got to fight back to go get my $60
Right.
game. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like I can't even fucking call my lawyer for the opening. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
More likely, the situation that happens is not that you're going to get all of your money back, but you're going to become a part of a class action lawsuit that you get a portion of it.
which
back.
you've done very well.
Yeah, he has.
but yeah.
So
Oh,
I
Attorney
do
Allen
think
over
there's some. No, not in any way.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there is something there. But there's so many different ways that this can be misconstrued and even more complicated. So one of the things that when Logan brought this up that I immediately thought of is video games that have an online element. So I pay $60 for a video game.
God damn.
Right?
You pay $60 for a video game. That's pretty common.
Well, you pay
I know.
$1
I know. I
Yeah.
But then
felt like a good time to say that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you being the soundtrack to the video game.
You're being too loud, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
I'm falling asleep over here, dude, with all this legal talk.
But like they take down the server so you can't really play it.
Right. It's pointless.
So technically they sold you that property, the game,
Do you still have it? It just don't fucking work
but
anymore.
but it
Exactly.
doesn't work. Yeah. So that's like beyond the whole movie concept. It's
Isn't that
another
kinda
level.
Isn't that like the iPhone where like even if mine still worked, like they just slowed it down to the point if I didn't have wasn't that like
Kind of. You still
Like old
used it, but
phones.
yes, they
Think
they
of
would
it-
work, but it kept slowing. You know,
Yeah.
they slowed it down where you couldn't use it. I don't. Or,
Think
or
of
like,
it more in like the perspective of you have an iPhone, all of a sudden there's no iCloud anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So anything you had
This is a
saved there-
fucking brick,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean but
can't do
'cause
shit.
I guess I do think about that, like with my job, and when we have things and they're like we're sunsetting that product. It's like, wait a minute, we have so much stuff we use that product for whatever. We have so long, we got to get on something else. But it's like, wait, motherfucker, like we bought we kind of bought that.
Yeah.
You know,
I read something, and you can
That's for
fact
other
check
people
this
to
because
do.
I don't know how accurate, but I think it's all true, and you kind of touch on this. It said the PlayStation drove the adaptation of both DVD and Blu-ray. The PS5 is the best-selling 4K Blu-ray player right now, and anyone with one can simply get a movie, and if they have one without spending hundreds extra on a player, this will end that. And because also the PS5 still has a disc version.
Correct. Yeah,
It's
there's
never
a digital
going.
version than a
Yeah,
disc
it's
version.
never going to now. So if you don't
Correct.
own a PS5 or prior, obviously, then you can't. A lot of people use that to watch their Blu-rays and stuff like that.
Right.
So when do companies stop making Blu-ray players? Is
Right.
that going to end? I mean, because it wouldn't shock me. VCRs don't get made
I
anymore.
would say, are they already doing that? Like, I just don't see them. But I don't know. The last
They
time
still
I've been
make
in
them,
a-
but it's not like
I don't
it
know the last
was.
Time I've been
So
in a
I'll tell
Best
you
Buy,
a
know what I
couple
mean?
of things that I think are interesting because I've always been a early adopter of digital media, and I assume you have too.
Of course.
Like I immediately turned all my DVDs and Blu-rays that I could into Movies Anywhere, which is a platform that a lot of it's not everything, but a lot of studios buy into. And if you go in and you could sign up for a code and prove that you bought this, then you'd get a digital version, and it works on all the platforms.
I remember
So
them all
love
having a
that.
code in the case.
I remember-
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I remember
especially if
having-
they have it, I did that.
Yeah.
I remember having that with all the Disney fucking movies that we bought for the kids because
Yeah.
we loaded on their
Disney was a big
iPad.
one.
Like we would do it
for
all
sure.
the time. Like before a road trip, it's like busting out every one of those ones that we bought and loading it on there.
But then the rest of them, if I could find it on a streaming platform or whatever, I just sold it.
Yeah.
If they ever pull those,
You're
it's
screwed.
lost. You
Yeah.
know? And it's happened.
I
It has
also
happened.
find
I've
it
had
funny
to look
that
up movies.
the same time this is happening, there's been the last few years. There's this resurgence with kids, and I mean, shit, even me. We talked about how I have a VCR and I want to make a little room that's my little nostalgia cave, but that's all coming back. There's a store at the local mall that sells VHS, CDs, DVDs, right? And there's always been a couple of those vintage stores.
Shout out Razzle Dazzle.
Exactly. Yes, it's fucking fun store. You know, you feel like you're stepping back into Sam Goody kind of back in the day. But I just find it funny that that's all coming back, and they're like, yeah, we're ending it. And I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I regret selling even the DVD. I mean, I used to have like 500 DVDs, not like a crazy amount, but I got to a point in my life where I'm like, I don't want things. I'm just purging. And now I regret doing it. I kept like the 5 ones I loved the most, but
I think the problem would be solved if the studios weren't greedy, though. That's my problem.
That'll never go away,
because if you could prove that you had the physical media,
yeah,
you should have the rights to listen. You've never had the rights to reproduce or to redistribute.
yeah.
But you should have the rights to listen, watch, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Like I would think, like I bought this, I paid your entrance fee,
Right.
I should have that.
It's mine. I yeah, exactly. I don't know. It gets to a scary point for me because I game, but I'm a PC gamer. I don't really ever have physical copies of things anyway. But like, there's some games coming out, like GTA 6 is a big one. Also, the Wolverine game, right? They're PS5 exclusives, so I have to wait like a year to play those, which sucks. But like, my son gets them right away. But again, after that, they're never going to make it again. So if they ever pull it, you're screwed.
And GTA 6 is a really big part of this. So
that's kind of the one that broke the camel's. I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah. So GTA 6, even if you're not a Grand Theft Auto fan, if you're not a gamer or whatever, if you're listening to this and you're like, why are they talking about games so much? Games often lead the media landscape. That's just kind of part of it. They always have. At least in innovation. GTA 5 was one of the biggest video games of all time. You can't fathom how much money they made off of that game. So GTA 6 coming out this year is a big deal because it's one of the biggest video games of all time, and it's not out yet.
It's not even out yet.
And they came out a month or two ago and announced that they'd be selling a physical version of it, quote unquote, in stores, but it will just be an empty case with a code inside.
Yeah.
There's no disc. So there's no physical version of this game that exists. That
Which to
you
me is
can
what the
own and
fuck
play.
is the point of that? But did you see the guy?
Christmas.
So
Collectors.
grandma can buy it.
I
for
guess.
kids and-
But I read a story. I saw a headline. I don't know if it's true, but a guy went out and like pre-ordered like thousands of copies of that because he thinks he's going to be able to resell them for the physical collectors out there.
Yeah.
He could be right. He could be wrong. I don't know.
If there's not a disc, I think physical collectors will still shy away from it. But
That's what I
there's-
think.
Yeah.
Because
but
people don't trust people haven't like redeemed the code.
Exactly.
Like,
No.
Because
You
if
just-
they
scammers.
shut
You
down,
could
if
shrink
they
wrap
shut
something
down
again.
the code, then you don't have the fucking. You have a case.
Yeah.
You bought a case.
Right. Which people do collect those things, but yeah, whatever. It's really crazy to think about though. And you're right. Like if this one company, Sony, makes all the discs,
Who?
makes Sony.
Oh,
Sony.
is that a big place?
They're pretty big. They do well.
If they make all the Blu-rays and they make the most popular Blu-ray player,
right.
and they're the ones distributing all these games, what's to stop them? Or in movies, why would they keep doing it? To your point.
Yeah.
And so
It feels like you're shooting yourself in the foot.
I think in some ways they've been forced by the industry, and especially, I don't know if you followed the whole like Blizzard stuff going to Microsoft and a bunch of these big studios kind of becoming under Microsoft.
Yeah.
In some ways, some of these places got forced to because Microsoft's been on the no disc thing for a while too with the Xbox.
And there's rumors coming out. Nothing's official yet, but there's rumors coming out that their next console won't have a disc drive either.
Yeah, it won't.
So,
I'm sure it won't.
I would believe
The last one I bought for Cooper didn't have one, and I only learned that because then I bought him a fucking game for Christmas. He's like, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
Yeah.
The thing that pissed me off
I was
was
like,
like
"What the fuck you talking?" You know, because
do that.
my level, I'm like, I'd plug it in and play it.
I don't know. I've always been
But
an
I don't
Xbox person, but like you do that, but then like you put a shitty 500 gig or a terabyte drive in it and you want everything stored on there. Like,
Yeah, that's the other
what
problem.
the
That
hell?
it just doesn't
Like,
make sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So
I
then
will
you
say-
have to add storage on. And it's just more money.
For us in this podcast, the fun side of like the nostalgia is how I look at this, and it bums me the fuck out. Like, even though I don't keep a bunch of physical media, some of my favorite people to follow online and stuff are like guys who it's like they're video game collectors and they have every game and they have every system, or they have a million CDs or vinyls, or my favorite one is the movies. Like the VHS guys are just like, there's something about owning them and like looking back at me like, oh my God, there's the original Mighty Ducks, which I think beat Miracle once, but and it's just like, it's crazy. Do you like how I pulled that off? But
Shaun and Benjo are both flipping you off right now.
Whatever it is, but still.
They're both flipping you off right now.
Yeah. I know. I deserve that one. But no, there's just something fucking cool and nostalgic about that. I mean, like, just looking back at like Game Genie and like Nintendo and all that stuff and imagining not having any of that in the world anymore bums me the fuck out, and I think it's stupid.
Well, here's the hard part that I had. You know what I mean? That call me old, because like I don't get as excited like you did for that stuff, of the digital. Can't wait to move over to that, because something I loved about it being simple. I'm going to go buy this game. I'm going to come home and play it, and I'm going to play it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I would get so frustrated with my kids being like, hey, can I buy this from this game, this role? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're just getting fucking railroaded every month on this stuff. You know what I mean? That you had to keep buying these packages. And because I didn't play, I wasn't into it. I feel like we had to learn the shortcuts because it was just in the game, is how you figured out how you got unlimited players, you got cool guns, you know what I mean? You kind of figured it out that way.
Call the Nintendo power line for tips.
Right, but now, right, everything's like purchase, right? Like you get to that point, I'm sure you can win it to get to some of those things, but it just always feels like there's one more thing. Okay, yep, you got the system and you got the game. Oh, wait, now you need this to be able to do it. Yeah. As opposed to like the simple, I have my Nintendo, here's my cartridge that goes in there, and I can do what I want to do. I don't get any of the upgrades and that stuff. I've learned, I'm probably more comfortable with that than other people are, because I don't, I could still play Paperboy all day, right? Even like, but that's what I struggle with, is kind of just that feeling like I bought something, it's mine. You know what I mean? Like I got it, it's mine. You know what I mean?
I think that's like the heart of the issue.
That's the really hardest part about it.
I don't feel like anything's anyone's anymore.
I think that's the thing, is like when it comes down to it, I'm still paying a similar price for the game in a digital aspect. $60 is pretty common. They keep trying to bump it up and different things and all the pay to win and all these things. Yeah, but in the sense, generally speaking, you're going to pay $50 to $60 for a game, and you have that game in a digital aspect. But you're right. It doesn't have the same feeling of I've got a clamshell sitting on a shelf that I can see and feel and all that.
Pop open and look at. And
I have to go to my Steam library on my computer and look at all the games that I own.
And again, I just feel like you brought up earlier, you never know when something can get pulled.
That's the biggest thing. Like you said, when you buy it, you own it
forever.
That is gone,
right?
Because, and I'm really not a huge physical media collector, but now I'm feeling this call to like want to own certain things so that they don't get taken away from me.
Like I got my Graps,
right.
I mean,
So for example, when I got rid of all my DVDs, I kept some. Like there was like 5 movies I kept because they're hard to find. Well, they're even harder to find now. So I'm really glad I did. But I've looked up like certain documentaries before. I can't find them anywhere.
Right.
I cannot buy them. They are not on Amazon. If you get lucky, maybe you'll find a used copy on like eBay or something like that, but it'll be like $400 because it's the only one that's being sold. And you're like, that's crazy.
In some ways, you can't even find them on like pirated sites
where
that's
you're
what
like
going to the next
level.
I'm
a huge horror fan, and there's a couple like
like
Japanese movies that were like pretty dark, right? And what did you say?
Do you like the horrors?
She was a hoe. Yeah, but like I remember, like I don't care if you judge. There was a movie called Audition, and it was like kind of a grotesque Japanese movie of like a murder or whatever. And it's like I couldn't find it anywhere. And now I really cannot find it anywhere, but I own it on DVD. If I ever want to watch it again.
Well, there is something to be said about that. It's not even just like I can't find anywhere for free. No, that's not what I'm saying. I can't find it somewhere where I could pay for it even when, and it can just get taken away from that. You know what I mean? To that, like, because I feel like there's different things, right? Like, because a lot of people feel like if it's on the internet, it should be free. I'm not saying that should always be the case, but I'm with you when it's physically pulled away, where I can't even get it. I can't even buy it from the site, whatever it is.
You start to think about the ideas of like the Netflixes and the HBOs and the Amazon Primes. It doesn't benefit them to have all of those quote unquote smaller niche films on there, to pay the licensing rights to have them on their platforms,
Right.
whatever. That's how so many things are going to get lost.
They fade
Right.
away.
If we're
Yeah.
no longer making physical versions of it, if we're no longer making it alternatively available somehow,
Right.
because you're only going to end up with the biggest films and the things they can make the most money off of
Right.
on those platforms. The things they own,
And this is
you
not.
know?
I'm not saying this as this is going to sound so much more dramatic than I mean it. It's not like a book burning thing where they're trying to erase history. I'm not saying it's like a conspiracy theory
But it
like that.
can be.
But it sucks
Sorry.
in the fact that it is. They just don't realize they're doing it because it's like, you know, you hear something you really want to see and it's gone. It's nowhere to be found.
Right.
So you can read about someone's experience watching it on Reddit. That's
There's
not,
a million things also that we are learning that we're like, you would never do that. What the fuck is happening? Like, I
100%.
feel like that's part. And so then it's like, okay, you know, for every documentary, everything out there that could be like, show me in a bad light and I get big enough, I want all that. I want any of that gone.
Take it off.
Anything of that. Like, you won't even be able to find any of that stuff.
and by the
You know
way,
what I
some
mean?
of the
Like,
documentaries I've tried to find are those type of things.
But
And
that's
like,
what I'm talking.
God.
A lot of that stuff is, and that's like the scary part to me.
Yeah.
So I can't even go get that now, or even if I get it, I can't even fucking play it. Like I
Right.
don't even have the ability to do it, which wipes it out that way then too. Right? You know,
it looks
just-
bad. It's just not.
well, I would have never thought this till recently.
Right.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm just seeing more things happen now that it's like. I don't want to give an inch on anything because I know that's going to become a mile in a minute. Like,
Yeah.
because it really is. Like,
Yep.
I'm more guarded on everything. And this isn't political because it's not on one side or the other. I've seen it on both ends. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, the ability to wipe things, I'm seeing it
Yeah.
that I don't trust. That I just don't trust. Yeah. That I don't know.
We should not
Yeah.
be getting rid of things
Yeah.
that are related to that for sure.
Yeah.
The yeah, I'm gonna get arrested for this. The multi-billionaires, right? The government does not always have your best interests at heart. These major corporations do not always have your best interests at heart. They're, you know, making sure that media is accessible is not their number one goal.
Right.
No.
It's not. Their number one goal is to make money.
Like when you said earlier, like if they could just stop being greedy, but they won't. They never will. They never will. They have stocks and all they care about is money. And like it still blows my mind to this day that no matter how rich or how crazy things get, people still are that greedy because it's like you have kids who have kids and it's like that could go away tomorrow and they still are like, doesn't matter. Right now I need to be as rich as possible and like fuck everything else. I'm like, so it's like if the world burns in 20 years, it burns, you know?
I think it's shocking, though, how much wealth is holding on by a thread. And I mean that in the fact that you're not sitting on bricks of cash that you can be fine with, that your wealth and your investment of whatever is holding on by your company fucking tanks.
A debit card.
No, I'm talking about big ass wealth. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Where they're calling like Elon Musk a trillionaire.
Yeah.
He doesn't have $1 trillion. He doesn't have like
No.
He does not
doesn't
have
have
$1
cash.
trillion.
You know, he doesn't have it. Like it's like, so in a weird way, everything he's invested on that tanks and they just done with it. It can be over in a moment.
Yeah.
Granted, he has plenty of things that he'd survive. It's different than somebody who has, $10,000 to their name and that crashes.
Yeah.
But the greed comes from like to sustain this stuff that it can never go in there. This isn't explainable, but it's also how you get some people that don't see it as greed. They see it as like managing their lifestyle or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just scared of like, it's like the more access to information we have, when we put it out digital, it's easier to take it away because it's not sitting in anybody's basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not sitting there
I want my
It's sitting out
You
there.
can't be
Encyclopedias
like
back.
the
Yeah.
internet's down
Yeah.
here. Watch
Yeah.
this DVD.
Here,
right?
look
Yeah.
at this block I got because this is my live, like here's my home video of XYZ politician doing coke off that stripper's ass. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But once it goes digital, then there's,
Yeah.
yep, well, let's take that one. Like, that's a very...
That's why hard drives got expensive.
Those are real. There are actually real videos of that kind of shit out there. That is, but...
So at what point do you think it transitions from, like, at least I feel like our generation, it became convenience and laziness. Like we were like, hey, it's super easy to just back everything up to the cloud and we're doing all that. And like, I don't have to worry about making a physical copy. And then like the younger generation doesn't even know that was an option.
The funny thing is weird fucking thing. That's the downside for me for technology. It flips so fast that they don't even know. Like everything before kind of felt like it bled, right? Like so you got like we caught the tail end of this that led into that, you know what I mean, of other generations. Now it flips so fast that there's kids that they don't even know that you used to go to a movie store. Right. That wasn't a slow burn. That kind of felt like, you know what I mean? Or there's better examples of stuff like that.
No, but that's
I feel like all
that's
that
exactly what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah, happening faster now that it's like they can live in my house and be like, we never did that, and be like, you're fucking right. We, this is the way things used to be.
We just talked about something like that where I was like, my kids wouldn't even know. Kara said something about whatever somebody she knows or whatever didn't know. It was a couple things. She didn't know. She was like, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake never dated. She's too young, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. And then she's like, she had no idea who Tupac Shakur was.
Oh.
And I'm like, holy fuck.
Karen said this?
No, not her.
I was like, holy
no.
I was like, wait a minute.
Break up now.
No, no. It was not her. Someone she knows. She like heard someone in
Love
her.
you, Kara.
I was assuming younger, but then when she said that,
someone that she was around, she heard them say that, and
cool.
she's like, what the fuck? And I stopped. I went, okay. My son knows who Tupac was. I bet my daughter doesn't.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, like I play it. Doesn't mean she doesn't know who it is.
Guess
you know
what's
what I mean?
happening?
Guess
what's happening this week, kids? You're about to get a fucking crash course.
But isn't that just crazy how big of a thing that was in our lives? Like the death, all the things. I mean, even when you got shot and lived, like it's just like, but they have,
we should make a list. So somebody's going to steal this because this is one of my great ideas, but I'm going to put it on the podcast. We should make a list. At this age, these people don't know about this. Like think about it right now. Like Logan's age, 18. There's things that he didn't ever experience. Right. You maybe told him about them.
A rotary phone or something.
Yeah, rotary phones. Like rewinding a VHS. Like, there's a lot of things that they didn't experience.
Dude, if I handed my daughter
their parents
VHS,
drove
she'd
them
laugh.
To.
Yeah.
But then, think about like a 12-year-old right now, what they would have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
They have no idea that you can't just Snapchat and have it disappear and they just
we don't even know. We don't even know what they aren't going to know yet. You know what I mean? Like
we're almost ignorant to their stuff, but I'm just saying there's so many things that they have that they have no clue that there was DVDs.
Yeah.
They have no clue that there was this.
So, I bet they don't know what a laser disc is.
This shit pisses me off, and this is
fuck off, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they were huge. They're like the size of a vinyl, but
nobody
should.
Nobody really should.
I know they were dumb. But
you know what they were? They were fucking cool because what they were not a fucking
Everybody
cartridge.
that had one
they
was
were
rich as fuck, and they looked badass.
They were fucking cool. That's exactly what they were.
It's true, dude. I dated a girl when I was like super young,
Yeah.
and we went to like one of her friend's houses, and her friend. Rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Like went in from the pool, went into his media room, laser disc, fucking ceiling to floor, everywhere. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know what they were. She popped one and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
They're badass. They were ahead of their time.
You dated this girl?
No, it was one of her friends.
Oh.
We were friends with her. But like, it's like looking back, Laserdisc didn't last that long.
Well, it was just
so
a
like you
Kickstarter,
jumped
something
into
smaller.
it, spent thousands of dollars, and then lost.
I have a buddy, one of my best friends growing up. His name's Erik as well. He doesn't listen to the podcast, but
God,
anyway, his dad was the epitome of like picking the wrong technology
at the wrong time.
He had all the fucking beta tapes. He had all the fucking laser.
So
discs.
if he's getting it, it's
He
like
had
fuck.
all- if he picked one, you should pick the other one.
Boys, the money's in 8 tracks. I'm telling you.
So what? He didn't pick Blu-ray. He picked whatever.
He got
Did
to a
it come down
certain
to
point
two?
in the age.
Wasn't it? It was
By the
Blu-ray
time
versus
Blu-ray and 4K.
He had a Zune instead of a.
There was
By the time it got to this,
I don't even know what that is.
He was out of the game. He wasn't.
It wasn't
buying
just
shit
Blu-ray
anymore,
though. It was Blu-ray and something else. There was two, and then it became one.
Yeah, it was like Ultra DVD or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Was it? There was a real. I remember it
look it
came
HD
down. to, like,
DVD. I think it was like
That
HD
sounds
DVD.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
was that it?
sounds
I don't
right.
know. But
HD
Blu-ray.
DVD,
I'm
that's
like
what it
Blu-ray's
was.
going to win because it sounds cooler.
It does sound
But
cooler.
are you kidding me? If honestly, if Laserdisc was the Blu-ray, it'd still be around. Because is that the coolest name in the world?
They were giant.
Laserdisc, they were giant.
the
They
name.
were,
No,
they
no,
were bigger
record
than a
album.
vinyl.
No, just the name.
He's just talking about the name.
Just the name. If the name, it was still a Blu-ray, as we know it, but it was called Laserdisc, we'd still be using
We're going to change our
Laserdisc all
podcast
day.
name to Laserdisc.
We should.
Is
'Cause it's
Laserdisc
just
podcast
fucking
taken?
sounds cool.
Yeah.
So
Gotta make sure that trademark's gone.
Oh, good point. Something
I
tells
want to
me
bring
it
it back
is.
to the physical media thing just a little bit.
Yes.
We talked a lot about digital ownership, and that's probably my number one thing. We talked a lot about lost media, so that's a second thing that I think about a lot.
Yeah.
The third thing for me is accessibility. So, I have, and we've been talking about games a lot because that was kind of the spark for the conversation, but it does go into movies. It does go into music.
Yeah.
There are a lot of musicians and songs and artists that you cannot find on streaming services right now. And if you don't have them as a CD, if you don't have the cassette tape, you cannot hear those songs.
Well, I mean, Garth
You know.
Brooks, but he's a
Yeah,
serial
what the
killer,
fuck?
so.
Why did the serial killer only go to Prime?
Right?
Sorry.
What? I mean, we get the idea, right? Like,
Yes, I see the point, though,
Joking.
yeah. Especially like the older stuff, one-hit wonders, where it's like, I love that song, and you're like, it's not there.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's an accessibility component. So we talked about the greed of it. There is still a really significant market for reselling games or reselling
huge.
movies. We just talked about Razzle Dazzle. They're
Yeah.
selling, movies and DVDs and VHS and all this stuff in the mall. That is a way that a lot of, families that don't have $80 to buy games or don't have $30 to buy the new movie directly from whatever, get a chance to see things.
Yeah.
Is the resale of discs. That's all going away.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the only thing, but
Yeah, that's a big problem.
when you cut out a lot of that accessibility component and it becomes only about you can only get these things directly from these people in certain specific ways, they get to control the price for it. They get to control the market for it. They
Well,
get
yeah.
to control everything
So
about
think of
it.
Disney Plus. Just throwing this out there because I had to text my daughter the code so she could get into it again for the 50th time this week. But like, if Disney pulled their stuff from everywhere, and by the way, that's Marvel, that's like Nat Geo. I mean, there's a million
Star
things
Wars.
in their
Yeah,
umbrella.
they
Star
own so
Wars.
much of it, yeah.
If they pulled it from everywhere and only put it on there, and the only way you could watch it was on there, and they started charging $100 a month.
Yep.
There's people that are like, I have to fucking spend $100 a month. Like that's my favorite thing to watch. You know what I mean? Like,
Or you won't get to see those things at all.
ever.
I think-
right.
I think actually it'll just generate more piracy.
Which is
Okay.
a flip side to this as well.
I have an
Okay.
argument for that though, because I got. Never mind. I probably shouldn't talk about that.
Probably not. Netflix raised their prices 6 times in the last 2 years.
Right.
Holy shit!
I
really?
have another.
Yes.
I have another argument for this too.
And they haven't added value that
Correct.
justifies it. That's the other thing.
6 times in 2 years is nuts.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Anyway.
So my other thing is then you're also able to control what you want people to see. So if you want a documentary on healthier food eating, right, or like something like that, or be aware of something like that, I'm going to make that very expensive for the rich people can see it, but they already have the money to buy the stuff that they could be able to do it, or they can afford it. They're probably eating better food anyways, but I don't want to change that. So I'm going to make sure that nobody with less money can afford that, right? Like my target market, whether it's smoking might be, or like poor food or, like that, is this class of people. I'm going to buy all those all that information, and I'm going to make it so expensive that the only way they're going to see it is at a friend's house. You know what I mean? Because I don't want them educated that they can't do that.
It makes it easier to
You're controlling
manipulate every.
You're
part of it,
manipulating
yeah.
everybody based on their salary that they would have, but acting like, oh no, you can get it, sure.
Right.
But I can barely make my rent. I can't. Then you made that $60 to rent for the night. You know what I mean? Where
Hold on, and by the way, how many of those streaming services were like? There was a couple that like joked like, "Oh, look at these assholes who care if you share accounts or whatever."
Yep.
We don't care. They all care now. You know what I mean? It's like you went somewhere else, like punch in a new code. What's your new VPN so I can fucking set this house? That way you guys can't watch at the same time or whatever.
But that's what they've been collecting data. They know where we're at. They know so much more about us. So they know how much money I make, just probably in a good ballpark. You know what I mean? Or like
Right.
whatever. And they know people that don't, and they know what information
God,
they don't
you
want
know
them
what?
to have.
We should have talked about We should have done this episode 1 because this is a twofer, and then we should have went into a conspiracy one episode 2.
I was just
Because
thinking
what are those
I was just
cameras
thinking-
everywhere now?
I was just thinking right now.
The flock cameras.
Flock cameras.
We have no protection on right now. We have no protection.
I know. I'm done. I'm done. I love flock cameras and I love the government.
Okay, the one thing I'll say, there's a lot of things you can do. Free advice: get a VPN. You can fucking protect
But
yourself.
I'll be honest though, dude. I don't even know if I trust that at this point because it's like it says it's doing something. How do you
No.
really know?
I can prove it to you.
I'll talk to
but
you
we'll talk
after.
about it
Yeah.
afterwards.
But that doesn't take away from the fundamental problem that
You're
Shaun
right.
was
Yeah,
outlining.
yeah,
That's not what I'm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think VPNs in general are a worthwhile thing to have, and cybersecurity, and but the larger idea is that we should be putting laws and protections and guardrails in place. I don't think. I'm throwing my hands around a lot right now. I don't think that there are
Air
companies
quotes
that
you guys don't see.
that are categorizing and cutting out important information from certain groups of people based on discriminatory factors right now.
Yeah.
The world that we're moving towards
I do.
means that that's a possibility.
Yes.
And so we should be thinking about those things now so we can put protections in place so that those things can't happen.
I want to believe, but I believe this is the part of like, just because it's a good idea for me, meaning the company, going, then we don't need to sell we don't need these products. We're going to keep it digital. It's going to make it easy for everybody. Like, if that's my true mindset, there's somebody out there going, fucking finally, now I can take my thing up, right? There's always the bad guy element, which is the reason why things get looked at from multiple levels and they're protection of the people type. Like that right now, that's the part that scares me. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, again, as a whole, left, right, I don't care. What I can say is I've seen both sides take advantage of something, and I am worried when stuff has a chance to disappear in any way, or I can see even me, who isn't an IT guy, going, well, I can see how somebody could manipulate that.
That's a good
and
point
take
though. Like
advantage.
you're like, and I'm not
I'm
making
so far
fun
off
of you,
of
but
it.
you don't like technology
I'm terrible
and
at
stuff.
it. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm terrible at it, but I
But
can
so
see,
for you
like,
to say it, yeah,
like, yeah, I know if I can't go pick it up in Mike's basement, somebody else can fucking take it away. I just
for
like,
sure.
like I said,
don't talk about what
that
you think
thing
about my basement.
That's valid.
Yeah, and so that's part that scares me.
Also,
Just in
just go watch Westworld right now while it's still on there.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be the
Well,
next
I'll
one
be gone.
to disappear. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's whatever. I mean, we probably should have done this one first because I've been drinking a little bit more. And thank God I don't have a glass of whiskey in front of me right now. Otherwise, I'd really be getting hyped up about it because I just feel taken advantage of. But
I don't want to get too political with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard not to because this is an inherently political thing.
political as a whole thing, though.
Yeah,
Like,
not
it
partisan
is not.
censorship, right?
It is a
It's not bipartisan.
bipartisan issue.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it is like it's not political. It's power.
Yeah, right.
It's a greed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Power
Are you good?
and greed.
all
Right.
no, I'm all warmed up.
Okay.
I got my
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
in my
Sean's ready to
headphones.
start swinging.
No, but it's power. So count that as business, political. It's power. It's not.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is that.
In
Sorry.
so many of the terrible governments and leaders and oppressive regimes that we have had throughout history, the control of media is such a large part of that.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
That's when it's over.
I am not saying that PlayStation not making discs anymore
No.
is equivalent to, the Nazi regime,
Yeah.
right? I'm not saying that at all.
Right,
So don't
no.
take what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm talking to
No.
you, random listener.
Exactly,
That's
right.
not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that when you start to open the door to give too much control over multiple forms of media to certain specific groups that do not inherently have your best interest at heart, you open the door for that to be manipulated. and
You
to
don't
be
even open the
controlled.
door. Somebody's gonna kick the fucking door in from when you don't even see it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah. But so what's to stop certain businesses, certain governmental groups from taking certain things down
Right.
that share messages they don't agree with?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you don't own those things, if you don't have them and they can just be taken away from you, that's very easy for them to just have never existed.
Never existed.
I
You
just
can't
think
prove it
it's-
because I don't have it. Like where it's like, fuck you. I lived through it. I know what happened, and it's like, show me.
I just think it's been going on for so long. I'm not. This is another step in the wrong direction,
Right?
Because anyone could pull up a montage of every, like, let's say a big national story breaks, and you could pull up a montage of every single, like, literally 100 news stations across America, all saying verbatim the same thing. It's like, that's not supposed to be how it is. That's not normal. Someone fed you a line and told you what to say. And you're just getting your check and you're saying, you're not being a journalist. You're not actually diving in on your own. You're going, this just in. And literally the next 100 words are the same.
But you're behind the clout of doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people are believing it.
And that's only getting worse. And you're right. The more that
This has
goes
been
on.
a super funny podcast of our comedy thing.
I have a. Can I turn it in a positive direction that I think is interesting?
Tell a dick joke.
No, when we talk about, I'm still going to be like semi-serious, but we talk about physical media. I think it's interesting now that like youth, my 20-year-old is like super into Magic and playing Magic games with his friends, and
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering
Card game.
He can play it online.
You
they
can.
have an online version.
I played with Logan for a
he
while.
doesn't
years
want
ago.
to do that.
Yeah.
He wants to like actually get the cards and collect it and hang out with people.
Yeah.
And like literally one of the funnest things we do is we go and we buy some packs, and then we always open one pack in the car because it's a car pack. It's better luck, right? Like it's like bullshit, but it's just a car pack. And
In your
car
head,
packs,
yeah.
so far for me, 4 out of 5 have been better.
Knock on some
Well,
wood.
I had one shitty one, but you know, like it. There is some fun to that, and there's actually that collectability.
But I think that brings back the key thing to why it ever even took off in the first place. It's fun.
It's a social aspect of it.
It
It's
wasn't
fun.
always about money or about. It was fun. Like it's fun, and that's honestly, I think that's why cards came back during the pandemic, because it was fucking something that was fun.
I do kind of
that's
miss
exactly
the
what
whole
brought it back.
aspect of somebody would. So I hated the fact that I had racks and racks and racks of DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, all that shit, right? I miss having all of that because friends would come over and be like, look at all these fucking great movies you have, or great CDs, right? I miss that
Holy
aspect
shit,
of it.
you have this?
But I
remember
hated-
doing that. I remember doing that at your house.
Yeah.
I used to when I was broke as fuck. I'm like, I'm renting for Mikey tonight.
Yeah.
But I got rid of them because I got tired of dusting them because they never got used. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Or it
So
takes up
like
space,
that's the
and
whole
I mean, it's that
premise of why we've shifted. But there is something to be said for like what you have. So here's an interesting take on a little more modern way of it. Audrey and a friend were sitting there watching a movie, and they're like, we can't find this movie. And I'm like, they were looking for Harry Potter. We own all the Harry Potters. She's like, I can't find it, because she's looking on Netflix and wherever else.
Oh, yeah.
It's on HBO.
I went to Movies
Max,
Anywhere
yep.
because I literally bought the movies, and they're on Movies Anywhere, so it shows up on Xbox, Disney, all the platforms, because I bought it and it was tied to that
It
code.
was yours, so you had it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I have it. So I
go
think
get
there
it.
is some importance to own it. They were looking through the list of movies, not even looking at Harry Potter anymore, like all the other shit that we owned, because I bought them and put them in there. They're digitized, owned copies.
My kids remember going to the movie, like the Mr. Movies or Family Video. And like Logan says all the time, he misses it. I miss it so much. And
Well,
I miss it
it's so
for like
fun.
a reason that I don't know if a lot of people, but like when I go and I'm just like, I'm going to find something to watch. I've done this so many times, I don't even know how many. 2 hours, I'll just look at movies.
Right.
And I won't watch one. I'll go, oh, I'm done. And I don't even watch it.
Or have you ever clicked on one? You're like 5 minutes. Nope, this wasn't.
Aaron
Yes,
and I do
you
it
know,
all the time.
Yeah.
We agree. We can't agree on anything.
45 minutes later, like, let's just go to bed.
Yeah.
But like you went into Family Video, you grabbed like some candy and some popcorn, and then you're like, you were forced to make a decision.
You felt
and
invested.
You know what you did? You rented fucking 4 of them and you watched them all. You know what I mean?
You know what else?
I miss that so much.
I never. This is why the nostalgia to me about that was, it was always a Friday night or Saturday night, or it was summer and I was having a friend spend the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
Like
was a
it was
huge
not
one,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it also correlated from like it was good fucking.
You're having a good night.
Like it was good night. It wasn't like, I don't know. I know some families did this, but we weren't like, rent a movie on a Monday night when school's the next day and my parents had to work. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I wasn't
because I was
usually
like,
that.
there's homework, there's just like my parents getting off of work and all that. We never did that. It was always like Friday night when my parents were like, stay up how late as you want.
That's
to.
why
You're
Friday
like,
night was crazy
fucking-
because
yeah.
everybody was there.
Like
Yeah.
I saw it the other day. Your parents didn't let you order pizza on Friday night because they're cool. Their parents let you order pizza on Friday night because they're fucking tired.
They're tired.
They're tired. They want to do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's so true. But
Leave us
it
alone
was
so we
always
can
that.
watch our own movies.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
they're like, you go to the movie or you go pick out your movies, you get your pizza and stay the fuck out of the kitchen because we're going to have some drinks and listen to music and do our own thing and you guys go do that.
Yep. And it was
And-
the best nights.
Those two things correlate so much to my child, just like of happiness that movies still entertain me in that part of it. But the thought of like, shit, we had to ride our bike 5 blocks. We had to, I don't know. It was whatever.
You,
So.
you put in the work to get that movie.
But it was fun work. It was like,
Yeah.
tonight's, and who's your buddy to spend the night? And you met up. You're going to ride down together. You're going to pick it out. And like you said, oh, God, it was.
I don't know, but like my daughter went, but she doesn't really remember it.
But it's not going
She
to be
was,
the
like,
same
3.
now. And I don't blame it because she was
was
riding
right on
your
the
night,
end.
right?
Yeah.
She was 3. Like, it wasn't her own night to do it. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It meant more to you because
100%.
you remembered
Oh, yeah.
of that part of doing it. And
Yeah.
that's like, it'll never be recaptured. And I get it.
I'll be
But-
honest. So I'm the type of person that would try to recapture it. I'd be like some little building went up for sale. I'm like, I'm going to fucking start it.
Yeah.
Thing.
Everybody
I'm gonna,
wants this
I'm going to sell
fucking-
really cheap DVD players, and I'm just going to have. It's going to be all old school DVDs. You're come
No, you're just gonna have a bunch of clam cases with codes in them.
Yeah. Fuck that, Eric, and fuck you for even saying that. I would never do that. Yeah.
Well, you can't play it on anything anymore.
That's why do you think I said I'm going to sell cheap DVD players? All right, I'm going to start making them myself.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
gotta
gonna
rent the
3D print
DVD
them.
player with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make
Sounds
it'll
like
make a
great-
whole lot of sense.
Sounds like a great business.
Thank
I think
you.
you're
You
gonna do
in?
well.
Investor?
I'm not an investor.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
not.
Should we talk offline?
I'll run your snack bar.
So, gentlemen, it's the We're Still Cool Right podcast.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
So I'm going to bring it back by saying this.
We only talked about it for an hour.
This is kind of the way that I posed it to you when I first pitched the idea. Thank you for talking through it with me.
No, yeah.
I'm glad we solved all the world's problems.
I
Is physical media still cool?
yes.
I don't know if it's cool, but it's necessary.
I can't say no because I love it that much. Like, I understand, is it cool in the grand scheme of the way America is now? Most people would probably vote no. But, like, there's a lot of us people who would say yes. And I think it's important, too.
I think yes, because you feel like you like still physically own that.
Yeah.
Even if like I guess at least if let's put that worst case scenario, right? Like I had a video game, it had an online presence, I bought that clamshell and all that, and then the servers dissipated.
Yeah.
It's not even functional anymore. At least for my $50, I had like a little piece of nostalgia.
To look back on, yeah.
Like I feel like that's better than the whole I just put a code in and I have nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing, literally nothing to show for a game that's gone.
well, and God, when you
And
say
I have multiple games like that. Like
Yeah.
New World is one recently. The servers are shutting down. It's gone.
Which is crazy.
I paid money for that game.
I don't
It's
mean
gone.
to derail you, Shaun. I apologize, but you reminded me of a story. Do you remember the game PT when that came out?
PT.
So it was a demo that came out, and it was by the big famous
Rockstar?
developer Kojima.
Okay.
He made this game. Everyone was really a demo. Really, everyone was really excited about it. And then they never released the game. And there was a big, breakdown with him and Konami. I think I apologize for misrepresenting the story. They released this demo, and then they took the demo away. And what happened was certain people, limited numbers of people, had the demo downloaded on their PS4s. And as long as they didn't connect their PS4s to the internet, they could keep playing that game.
Oh my God.
That's the only way that that game could still be accessed and could still exist. And to this day, that's still true.
to this day, what's funny
bet
is that
there's
someone's
people
going to
that
sell.
sell
I
them.
was just going
Yeah.
to say, yeah.
So people have I don't know if that's happened recently, but people were reselling them for high amounts
That's crazy.
because it was
Just
the
put
only
like
way you could play this
super
demo.
glue in the Ethernet port.
Yeah, I mean, here's something.
so. I guess
weird aside. That was a technical way of solving computers at Collins that had to be offline. As you just fucking put super glue in the.
I would have
Ethernet port.
never thought
Oh,
of that in a
funny.
million
You could
years.
never have it on the
Figured that was a
internet
really
then.
bad idea to do.
PS4s have Wi-Fi access.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
hear
But
you.
these
Yeah.
these PCs did not have Wi-Fi.
yeah.
so. I'm not a big gamer or anything with that. With what you guys have been talking about, a lot of that stuff. But what I fear when you already say that it's coming off servers and you get the game code and whatever, that we're kind of already there. And I think that's more what pisses me off. I'm more aware of all the little things that we've given up for convenience or that stuff that hasn't been governed the way it should have been because of things can go away. And it's been clouded under the fact of ease or necessity or whatever you call it, that it this age of technology, it fell in this limbo land. And honestly, it makes me more sad for what's already happened. And then we hear this now, you know what I mean, where we're at. We're already too late on so much of that stuff, but it just fires me up from that standpoint of like the little bleed, the slow squeeze, the death by a million cuts kind of a thing that just fucking pisses me off. So
I'm glad we could spend another podcast pissing you off.
Oh, but well, this one does make me feel uncomfortable. This one fucking.
I was trying to make it
I know,
light.
but it is. But this is one. It's just a different. You know what I mean? Like this just like bothers me for all the other shit that's been thrown in our faces of like the reality of things. And maybe I'm just coming to reality. Like,
I mean, a lot of people are. But I'll say this:
yeah.
the last thing I'll say is I don't like reading books on a Kindle or on my phone or on an iPad. Like I don't do it. I never have. I want a book in my hand. That's just how I am. I don't care if that makes me sound old. It's not enjoyable to me.
I love the concept, but I've never done it. I've always said, why do I need a bunch of books on a shelf? But I've never done it. And I recently bought a physical book and I've been reading it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. And I'm not making fun of people who do. It makes way more sense. But there's something about it's probably just the way I always read books. I don't know.
But again, if they stop printing versions of books, not only are you fucked,
but yes, you can't.
It comes back to that same problem of you don't own it.
Yeah.
They can take it away from you at any time. Yeah. If they stop selling it, it just doesn't exist anymore. Like that's, it's the same problem in any media.
Which I giggle about this because this is how it works, right? Because I can't fucking stand to read books, but I love books on tape.
Yeah.
So I've probably quote unquote read or listened to more books ever since books on tapes than I ever did reading books, because I'm the kind of person that gets 5 pages into it. I'm like, what did I fucking, you know what I mean? But I can listen to a podcast or I can listen to book on tape and I've heard all kinds of stuff. So here I am now on the other side going, well, this is what I love about the digital format.
Because they could still take that away and you wouldn't know it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like now
You
I've
can't
jumped
go back to it.
when I was like, no, I don't want anything.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? That's
okay.
what I mean.
Okay.
Now what I really do love is books on tape, but they could be gone in a minute.
And that's where I've landed on all of this. This is kind of my period on my last couple of weeks of thinking about this. I actually don't really, for the most part, care about having physical versions of things.
Yeah.
I like that my games are digital. They're really accessible. I can download them, whatever. I really like that most of my movies are digital. I can go on my TV and get them, whatever. It's super easy and convenient. What I don't like is that problem with ownership and that problem with accessibility. Those things are real problems for me.
Right.
And if everything, which I think it will ultimately, if everything went digital and we found some sort of correct way to protect ownership rights and protect accessibility and protect preservation, we can solve those problems. I ultimately don't care a ton about the physical media of it. The nostalgia means less to me.
Sure.
I don't disagree with that. No, I would. Yeah,
I'd agree.
Physical media is
I
a
just don't see it
representation of the solution to that.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But I just think that only it gets to a certain point that only so many people understand the technology, even the smartest people. So even you know what I mean, you can write rules.
You bought your kid a game on a disc and didn't realize it was a problem.
Right.
There are so many Shauns in the world, and Shaun pluses, people older than you, people who don't understand it, who are people who are going to get cut out of certain parts of our entire world.
Well, and I would argue that I'm just the one part of it. There's a majority that would just as that keeps expanding, right? You can keep up with your technology so much, and you get another 1,000-page handbook of what they can take from you, and either you read it or you don't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then eventually that's what makes it easy to take away. So
yeah,
I think clearly defining ownership, and there are some good strides in this way, like around the online video game aspect, there's been a couple of organizations like creating a group of people, and I'm assuming at some point it'll end up in lawsuits, but like around the whole fact that you could build a video game, put it online, and then rug pull it within 6 months, and you've paid this X dollar amount. they're
like meme coin.
they're trying to basically
Yeah.
put it in the sense of I own this to an extent, and so like they can clearly establish that you either need to make the online platform accessible and somebody else can maintain it, or you need to refund people the cost of their ownership to a point. Like, you know, if this thing's been living for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, at a certain point,
That's different, yeah.
they give up.
Anything pump and dump should be gone.
But they're trying to establish something around this with some of the
Ew.
online games, especially
Not
because
everything, Mike.
well, I know.
it's crazy. Like
Happens
how
on accident. Happens on accident.
how many people have just been, you know, screwed over by online games. They put this out there and they can just pull it within months.
Yeah, and that's why we were joking about like meme coins. It's the same fucking thing. Anything you can just make and take advantage of someone and then instantly be like, I'm out, and there's no repercussions.
The thing with
from it.
that, at least, is there's financial organizations that regulate that. When it comes to games, there's not. There's nothing like
Sometimes,
that.
yeah.
I thought that would be a fun way to end it.
Yeah, so you brought up magic. This is the most
Physical
random,
media.
the physical media. This is the most random fucking thing that's ever happened to me.
I don't have my pocket knife.
I got it. I have mine. I was literally cleaning my laundry room and moved my dryer, and I heard something hit, and it was a pack of Pokemon cards. Me and my son have never bought Pokemon cards like prior to this year, basically. So with this dropped, I'm like, is someone like punking me? What is happening? And I look at it, I'm like, oh, it was from a Happy Meal. So it said made for McDonald's 2021. But they're legit Pokemon cards. There's only 4 cards in it. And I'm guessing they're not worth a whole lot. But
So Pokemon does a collaboration with McDonald's every year. And this was the 25th anniversary. So
it's the best one to get.
well, it's interesting because there's a lot more cards. They all have the 25th anniversary stamp on them. They should anyway.
Okay. What is the card I want out of this?
You want the Hollow Pikachu. That's the only one that's like worth the price of the pack.
The rest suck. Yeah, because we looked it up, and I think you said it's worth like $10.
The pack itself is like $10.
Yeah.
Which
is crazy. It was free. You know, I bought my son or someone.
I would open a
probably
$10
my
pack
daughter.
every day.
Well, sure. Yeah.
right. I think there's 4 or 5 cards in it. You said 4?
4.
I love the thrill of the game.
The Pikachu is worth like $22.
Shaun, I
raw.
can't believe you don't get into this. Like you should be ripping this pack because you would feel the thrill.
No,
One of these cards could be worth
Only if something
$300.
hit.
Exactly.
So
We
we
have
got.
to figure out who to sell it to, and I'd end up sending this wrong.
You don't
fucking
have to
person.
sell it. You hand it to
Oshawott?
Logan.
That's cool.
I do see the little 25 symbol though.
There you go.
Chikorita, Trico, and then last pack or last card. Is it always a hollow?
I don't know.
It's a hollow. Grookey.
Grookey.
Yeah. So, wah.
Nothing crazy, but
Yeah,
they're
that's
cute.
right. But I just thought it was so funny that this fell today, and I don't ever remember even getting this.
That's so
we definitely
weird.
didn't buy like a Happy Meal to get this pack because it's
So
like
you
we never-
probably inherited it with the house. That's the theory.
No, I've had the house way longer than that.
Oh.
So I think I got the kids a Happy Meal, and like I think one of the kids maybe it was in their pocket, and somehow like that's the crazy thing is like we went to throw it in the washer and it flew out of the pocket. I have no idea.
Wait,
That's weird.
You opened that?
Yep,
It's gonna be shit. Okay.
I got these for you.
This is
Is
why
that gonna
you
be
should
worth some
open
money?
it.
No, I was looking for a dad joke.
It's worth $10.
The pack's worth about $10.
Okay.
So-
Now in 20 years it'd be worth 15. So I should have held on to it. No, I don't know.
right.
I wasn't sure if Eric had a dad joke or not, so I was gonna get one right.
You got it. I got a non-dad joke. I'm
Okay.
ready to go. If you,
With that
if you're
being
ready.
said, what kind of dough does a gamer use?
Hold on. What kind of dough?
Yeah.
Play-Doh?
Video.
I don't know.
Did I get it?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
God damn it! I can't help that my mind went to dildo, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
I knew you were gonna
I was
say
like, that doesn't make sense. So I wasn't gonna
This
say
was
it.
like 26 dad jokes. I don't fucking understand any of them. Because I don't play games, so I'm like, I'm sure.
Shots on Nintendo. He's like, I'm in.
I know Nintendo. That's about like, yeah. I was trying to find a like one with that.
What did the left eye say to the right eye?
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Oh wait, that's a TLC joke.
You're the golden eye.
Is this a game one? Oh.
Oh, I don't
Something
know.
about smelling
Okay.
between.
I know.
Something between us smells.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like Nintendo better.
I like
say-
that Logan got it though.
I know.
You're
Yeah.
on the right track.
Grookey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth about $1.
Nice.
$1. So you turn $10 into $1.
I'm good at that.
Perfect. Good job.
This is basically how buying cards goes. It's
That's why Shaun doesn't get into that.
You should sleeve all those.
That's why Mike doesn't open packs anymore. Yeah. So
All right. That was a pretty serious topic.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
yeah,
that was
yeah.
fun.
appreciate
I
it.
thought it was great.
It's an important conversation. God damn it.
Hey,
It's good to have the real ones every once in a while. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of you on the listening, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
let us know what you
Give us all your
I'm
shit.
sure everyone's got an opinion about that too. so-
Tell us how stupid we are too.
yeah,
Should we go to the Patreon and let loose and play some games?
Yeah,
we
for
should.
sure.
We should for sure. So, again, thanks to Benz. We appreciate you as always. What else am I missing?
That's it. Thank you to our
Upload. There you go.
Upload
Yeah,
Media.
thank you.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. It just came screaming back to me. What was that?
That was your scream.
Oh my God.
I thought it was in the button.
I thought he made it a button and I was going to be so
That would've been
pissed.
so good.
That's exactly what you should have done.
What if I did Michael Jackson? Yeah. Thank you to our Patreon members. We'll see you in a minute.
All right, see you
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Love you. Bye.